Welcome to another episode from my Mat to Yours podcast, hosted by yours truly, Kenya Marsh, yoga coach, and your yoga bestie. Previously, I provided you some tips and ways on coping with the COVID 19 or coronavirus. This week, being a parent, I wanted to provide some helpful sites that I know came in handy for me this week, being home with the kids. So, this is going to be short, and I just want to check in just to remind you of some things that I've learned that helped me get through this week, and hopefully, it'll help you with this upcoming week. So, are you ready to get started? Great. Let's go. So, this was the first week of the kids being home, and it kind of felt like the first week of summer, or also Groundhog Day, because like every day was like the same thing. So, this week, since it was their first week home, and they have another week to go before we find out what the school district planned on doing, I already had them incorporated our summer schedule. What I like to do with my kids for the summer is I break up their day during the morning, after breakfast, which we start at 8. We start with every other day, they start with math, and then the opposite day, they'll start with reading. So on the first day, if they're going to start with math, I have them go to Prodigy. Some other websites that are nice is ST Math and Cool Math. In this case, if your kid is of school age, and my son, he's in 5th grade, but ever since about the 3rd grade, they already learned their school login accounts. So if you have access to an internet, go into your school district website and you can have them log into the account, and they can access their Google Classroom, or depending on how the school have it set up, and access some of the learning apps they have there. So there's some places for read, digital online books, and so forth. Prior to that, I just have the kids use Prodigy. That's been their favorite thing. And with Prodigy, you can actually get an email to check their status on their achievements and what they're learning and how they're progressing through the math sequence. After that, they twice a week work on learning a language. Well, they ask to do it every week, just every day so far, so I'm fine with that. So our favorite learning app is Duolingo. I like to once in a while use it on my phone, and my kids, my son uses my desktop and my daughter uses her laptop. She's learning French and he's learning Spanish. There's tons of languages up there for you to pick. And it's good thing is it break it down, and now they even have in certain languages where you can read the stories in that language after you get a little fluent. Outside of that, books. We are like big bookworms in this household. So we have collections of all sorts of books, including them. I'm so glad they both had a library before this happened, so they already gone through their library books. But luckily, our school district provided them access so they can borrow 3 online books at a time and then return it. If you're not sure if you have access, feel free to reach out to the teacher or check your school's Facebook groups or so, and there could be some tips on which program you can get, or look at your local public library. There's a couple right now that provides you with access. Outside of borrowing from the library, depending on your state, you can just check with Amazon. I know there are actually providing free audiobooks, which is another way you can get your reading in by just listening. But I find that kind of hard because if you're multitasking, you might not really be focused on the reading part or listening to the actual book. For me, there's something about just holding the book and turning those pages. I guess I'm a little old school with that. So I make sure for my kids that we do mix it up. Um, Other things that I learned this week is I cannot rely on the same schedule I've been relying on when they were actually in school. So this week, today, I have to sit down and redo my entire work schedule because it's been a little challenge trying to get the things I needed done for work, plus the lessons I need to complete for a few certifications I'm working on, and teach the kids, and plan with my husband a couple of other projects that we're working on, plus help with tending to my mother-in-law who has kidney disease. So I feel right now I've been pulled in so many ways. What has helped me was I'm actually in my closet right now recording this podcast. I think for the remaining of this semester or spring, school year, all of the above, I'm going to be recording my podcast from the closet. This is my secret place. This is where it's so quiet. I'm away from everybody in my house and I could think. So anytime I need to meditate, if you have that little space in your house anywhere, I cleared it out so I feel comfortable in my closet. Um, do a closet. If you're lucky, you have an office room. There you go. If you're lucky, if you have a basement, find a space there. Find somewhere where you can just go and tell everyone. I have to reinforce my boundaries because it's one thing in the summertime, but now it's just like they're leaning on me more, understandably. So the first 2 weeks, I'm like, okay. But now it's just like, I need to put my boundaries back in because I need to get work done too. And I need to reset. So I think it's very important that if you have kids and you're in the house with loved ones, you have to let them know. You gotta put our foot down. Don't bother me from this time to this time. And luckily, my kids are old enough, so their assignments, while they're doing their assignments, I'm doing work. But I also have to let my husband know because his work and my work, even though we're both working from home, we have to separate. So I take the closet while he works from the bedroom. And my nieces and all are like downstairs. So there's conversations everywhere. So it's a little difficult for me finding spaces to do my Zoom web conference videos. I guess I'll be doing some of those from this closet. I'm about to make this closet my new room. So my recommendation for you is find a space in your house since we're going to be home for quite a bit and make it cozy, make it comfortable, make it yours. So when you need to block out the noise from your own house, come in here and reset. I come in here to do my little meditations. I come in here to write in my journal because I feel that I need to express. And though I am doing pretty well with keeping everyone calm, and I'm calm, I'm not too stressed out, but it's something like I went to the store 3 times to pick up some essential items because the other 2 times the shelves were bare. And I finally started to see that a lot of the essential workers, which I'm going to take time to thank every last essential worker out there who's in the field, front line, doing what they can. Please stay healthy and stay safe. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for you doing this. And I see they started to stock up some of the shelves. And I tell everyone thank you. I'm extra nice to them because they don't have to be there if they didn't really want to. And some of them actually feel they need to, and I understand either way. But I appreciate them for doing this day in and day out. But when I started seeing them stack up the shelves, I come in. I don't overbuy. I buy 1 or 2 items and take that. I've learned from me growing up through the hard times in the 80s. I've learned how to ration out food and stretch things and be very creative and innovative with how we eat. It's helpful for us because we already eat on a plant-based diet. So for the last almost 6 years, I think, or we've been on a plant-based diet. So I've learned how to get very creative each and every month and year as the seasons change and a lot of things we like are no longer available, so we have to adapt and adjust. That's my advice to you. Right now, when you want, and you're so used to a routine of eating certain things or buying certain things, this week I've learned shopping. It's time to adapt and adjust. We will have to take this one day at a time, and this is when it's going to have to be creative. And you got to start thinking outside the box and how you eat. I'm glad prior to this, since January, I was doing intermittent fasting. That has helped me, so I'm using this time to find ways to get my summer body back, but also curb my eating. I know last week I was a little stressed, so I baked some cookies and I ate some with the kids. And, try not to stuff my face with too much plant-based junk food. But it's whatever makes you comfortable. Go ahead and do that. You got to find some way to still deal with this. All this uncertainty, it's kind of hard trying to figure it out. But I feel we will get through this as we have gotten through other things before. And the more we get in control and we keep our immune systems up, we keep positive, and we stay calm, we don't give in to fear, and just understand that this too shall pass and we will bounce back better than ever. So I would recommend, just to recap, and I'll let you guys go, tighten up your schedule. I know I will be doing that. Next week, I'm going to try to squeeze in time because my schedule was so hectic. I was supposed to record this on before Friday, and I'm now recording it today. I assure you next Friday, I'll get back on regular programming as best as I can. But I appreciate all my listeners for listening. As we continue to get through this, I'll be trying to jump in to provide some new tips as I come across it. If you haven't done so, sign up for my blog at simplyfitandcurvyyoga.com. There I will be typing up, and I'm going to have a particular page specifically for free activities and ways to deal with this COVID-19. And as I find out new things, I will continue to upload them there. And I'll try to throw it into a podcast so you can listen as well. I'm getting a couple of requests for some meditations, so I'm going to be uploading that into my YouTube channel, hopefully this week. And I'll be glad to provide one of the tips in the next podcast. So I'm going to let you go right now. I got to get back, make sure my kids are doing their chores today, because every Sunday we clean a house top to bottom. I'm still in spring cleaning mode, so I gotta make sure they're doing their part. So as I go back to motherhood, I just want to make sure you are enjoying your day. Make sure you're still getting some fitness in and yoga in. Drink plenty of water, stay calm, and we got this. Continue to talk, join in more Facebook groups if you need to. Let out some emotions and look out for each other as best as we can. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and please don't forget to download this and leave a review. And I look forward to meeting you back on the mat next Friday. Over and out.